Hello, my friends. This is BobbieD coming to you live. Today's show is called How to Properly Put Your Man in Check in the Philippines. How to properly put your man in check. Yesterday, I talked about the ladies. Today, and yesterday, I talked about the men. Today's Ladies' Day. Ladies, yeah. Stay tuned. We're also going to talk about some veterans information with Markell Wingfield. Be right back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bobby coming to you live from Tuluan, Philippines. Having an awesome time in the Philippines today. Hope you are as well. How to properly put your man in check in the Philippines. How to properly put your man in check in the Philippines. And we should have some information from Markell Wingfield, our veterans information guy. He's got a channel called Markell's Podcast, TV the Podcast. Check it out when you can. It gives timely information regarding veterans information and affairs that veterans need to know about in their day in and day out life. Now, today's show, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about three things. We got four things to talk about as we talk about how to properly check your man. And this is a lady show. If you're not a lady, you don't want to be, okay, I understand. But we're going to talk about how ladies sometimes succumb to the wishes and desires of their men, and they just get lost in the shuffle. They just wind up doing everything. He said, "Get there, go feed me something," and she go, sit down. She sit down. Shut up. She shut up. How do you get through that? Okay, so I'm gonna walk you ladies through some things today that they can actually get a hold of, and sometimes get a grip on what is really going on in our situation. Because believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, when you're in a relationship with a man and woman, they hooked up, cooked up, booked up. It is not about I'm the boss and you my slave. That's passe. That is old 1920. This is 2022, and that's not what we do. It is a relationship, how you speak to one another, how you share with one another, how you care with one another, how you blend together and not blend up together, not break up together. It's about cohesiveness. And along with that comes peace. Yeah, peace. Any relationship where you have no peace, you have no joy, you have no love, you need to walk out the door and don't even look back no more. Okay? Because I don't want to be in a relationship that every time I say something, somebody got to cuss me out. Somebody got to belittle me. Somebody got to make me think bad about me. That's not love. You know what that is? That's hate. That's control. And I don't want to be, and you should not, ladies and gentlemen, you should not participate in any kind of relationship where you're being put down to the ground like you nothing and they everything. They lift themselves up and put you straight down to the ground. Okay, so let's go. The Markell coming, we get him. If not, we're moving on. Okay, so here we go. No hocus pocus, just thumbnail for the day. Okay, let's go. Bring the thumbnail up and we get started. See my thumbnail right there. Thumbnail for the day. Put them in check. See, put them in check. See, men want to hear the good stuff about how you treat a woman and all that, but when it comes to how the woman supposed to treat the man, they like, boom, exit stage 9. They want to get out the door, because they think many men think it's all about them, and it's really not. Two people in a relationship, how could it all be about you, mister? Where's your mentality at? What are you thinking? Who put that thought in your mind? You say you want somebody to love you, want to be with somebody, you want to take care of them, you want them to take care of you, and you gonna run after me? Come on, man. Please. Okay, Markell's here. Let's go back. Bring Markell in. Good to see you, Markell. Hold up. Good to see you today, Markell Wingfield, ladies and gentlemen, on the show with BobbieD, One Nation Under Groove, One Love. Markell has Markell's TV, the podcast. You guys need to check him out. If you need any veterans information, anything that will help you with your life as a veteran, Markell is the guy. Markell, how you doing today, my guy?
What's going on, BobbieD? Love the background, man.
Hey man, I'm green screening this thing, man. I love it. I love it. I'm greening it up and I'm blinging it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting bling on this thing.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
I pimped out my StreamYard today.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So good to hear from you today, man. Hey, I apologize for the last few weeks we hadn't had him on. It wasn't because of my choice, because I want you to come on as much time as you can. We had a problem with the internet. As you can see, our internet is back up stable now, more stable than it was before. So now we got you back. So what you got for us today, Markell?
Okay, so couple things. One topic particular that's kind of off veterans and Social Security, but it's something that needs to be talked about. And I don't know if
Okay.
that's something you're gonna do a show on. But first, I'd like to say for any of you guys who are currently on Social Security,
Okay.
contact your congressperson, contact your senator regarding the increase to Social Security. This is
Okay.
well past due. There's currently 3 bills in Congress right now that have been sitting there since August 2nd. Now, they
Okay.
promised after the recess that they were going to work on Social Security.
Mhm.
They realize there's a lot of people currently on Social Security. That's not enough income because that's their only income source they got. That is not enough income for most people to live on. The
Social
average
Security,
person on Social Security gets about $1,500 a month. That's
that ain't,
look,
that's not a whole lot. That's not
that's
a whole
not a
lot.
lot, even in these countries that we live in. That's not a
No.
whole lot of money. I know you got channels out there that are basically lying to you, telling you you can live this great life until you get there and you realize that that ain't enough money.
That's right.
But you need to get these people to move. And the only way you're going to get them to move is to call their office. Let them know that you're serious about getting that extra $200 along with changing the laws and the way that the COLA is done. Okay, because they want to, the bills, Bobby D, in case you don't know, their bills are to change the way they do the cost of living adjustment. Right
Right.
now, they go off the average working person minimum wage. They're not keeping up with inflation at all. These
Mhm.
little incremental increases, this last 5.9% increase, there were a lot of them like all excited until
Right.
January hit, and then they realized, well, hell, my Medicare went up, my electricity went up. Whatever they giving you for a cola, you might as well add another 6 to 7 points to it because
Right.
that's what the actual inflation is. So
Right.
anytime somebody asks me about the cola, it's just a number. It makes your numbers look good, but nothing changed. You think about from last year how you all were all excited about 5.9, and then you look at it this year. Has it gotten
Right.
better for you?
Nope. Still
Has
the
has
same.
it changed? Has it 5.9% made that much of a difference in your life? Let me help you out. Absolutely not. And that little 9, maybe even 10% that may be coming this year, people are all excited because they looking at numbers. Oh, I'm gonna get an extra $150. What good does it do you when the inflation is gonna drive it $300
Right.
and you
Right.
only got 150? That did you
Right.
no good. Makes your number look good, but you
Right.
gain nothing. You still in the same place. And I'm gonna say this, Bobby D. I'm gonna let you go ahead and ask the question you was getting ready to say, but disability was never designed to make you rich. Disability is designed to keep your head above water and to weed out people who are faking their disabilities. Because if we give you just enough to keep your head above water, people who really can't live on that are going to get off and go get a job. That's
That's
the
right.
whole point of why they give you these minuscule amounts. They know damn well a grown person cannot live on $1,500 a month. That's child support for a kid, $1,500 a month. That's not enough money for an adult, not an ailing adult who need medication, paying for doctor's visits and that $1,500. Come on, man, that's nothing. That is
That's
nothing.
nothing.
But to weed out people who are faking their disabilities, they know you ain't gonna be able to live on this. You're gonna quit and you're gonna go get a job.
That's exactly correct. Uh, People that are on Social Security, and I do take. I qualify for my Social Security recently, so I'm getting a check. But like you said, it's like, well, I'm getting the max, and it's still max. Even I got because
I
I've
get the
had.
max. I pay
I,
taxes on it, Bobby D. That's how when you get more than $24,000 a year, you have to pay taxes on your Social
yeah,
Security. You
I
get
pay
that W
taxes.
two. I
I
pay
pay tax.
taxes on mine, so
I
I'm gonna
pay
tell you
tax.
right now, you ain't free from taxes just because you get Social Security. If you're making the max, you paying taxes, bro. Don't
Yes,
don't get
sir.
it twisted and think, oh, I ain't got to worry about nothing. You wrong. You are wrong.
Yeah. Unless you're in the state of Florida, some states don't charge, but most states charge. You have to pay
No
for the tax on
federal.
it.
No, that's
Yeah.
state. Federal
Yeah,
taxes,
state.
you got to
Yeah,
pay them
federal
federal
tax you got to
taxes.
pay, but some states don't charge. Like Georgia don't start. They don't charge. But yeah, Social Security is not enough. That's if you only have one check and that Social Security live off, you in bad shape. Whether you're in the USA, overseas, I don't care where you at. You got to have multiple streams of income. Thank goodness I do have two other streams that supplement that income, and I get the max on Social Security. Max is pretty good, but when you inflation is constantly rising, and they don't give you enough to keep up with that inflation, you ain't got nothing. You have nothing, and so stop fooling yourself. Like, well, I'm getting a big raise next year. Well, it's gonna look good. You ain't gonna see nothing because inflation is rising above your raise. Yeah, get that in your head, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you on Social Security, and those of you just got one source of income, you in trouble. If you're in the United States, that's all you got. You in trouble. You probably living from. You need your son, your daughter, your sister to give you a handout every now and then. I know you do, because that's how people do. They don't think ahead. Your life, and you work for 20 or 30 years, and that's all you got to show is Social Security. You just wasted your 20, 30 years of work. You got to plan before you retire on how you're going to live. What income do you have to come after retirement? After you work your job? What do you got? Yeah. Social Security is not designed to make you your only income. It's not designed to keep you afloat. It's to supplement your investments. It is to supplement the money that you save to the side for your retirement year. That's what Social Security is for. It's only a supplement. It's not a one stand all be all. You live this, you can live off it now. Get that out your mind. So that's always timely and good news, man. We need to have that. Let's go to see what we got. Right, train Bobbie Lee. You want to know you got Markell on the show. Markell is a veteran specialist. You want to talk to us about Social Security, about the increases coming up next year. It say they're making it look like it's going to be the biggest and the finest thing, but it ain't nothing. They covering up the real deal, and ain't going to help us out that much. But
no.
So that's all you got. That's all you got. And so you will need some supplement for your Social Security. That's all you got. And a lot of people in that shape. But thank goodness I'm not. I got some more income than that.
Hey,
All right,
I learned a long time ago. I think I was in my 30s. I had a guy pull me to the side and was talking to me about retirement. At 32, 33, your mind ain't on retirement.
No.
Like, what are you going to do? What's your plan? So he got me in investments. He got me looking at stocks. And thank goodness my cousin.
I'm sorry. I hit the wrong one. Hit the wrong button.
Oh.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Thank goodness my cousin kept me on the straight and narrow when it came to retirement. So
Right.
I was prepared for it. By the time I retired at 37, I wasn't worried about it. At the age of 37, I was still almost getting six figures a year.
That's good.
And I'm like, how in the world are you people living on $2,500, $3,000 a month in this day and age in 2022? I don't care what country you're in. I don't care what country you in, what lie people are telling you about what they living on. They living a horrible life. I'm here to tell you, most of them ain't got hot water. They washing their clothes with their hands. They are not living the way that they telling you online that they live. If you go visit their house, I guarantee you wouldn't last a week. You probably wouldn't last 3 days. You go into an outhouse in 2022. You got to go outside in cold water and wash your own clothes and wash your body. Ain't no way you doing that in 2022.
Yeah, I know. It's hard, man. That's called province living out here. Most people do that, live in the province. And they live off of dirt cheap, and they do all that stuff, the basics. They look like they're living off the land, they have a little something over their head and all that in the outhouse. They live off the bare necessities of the land. And some people like that. Like that. That's fine. But I'm not the one. I'm gonna say I was raised in the city. I don't know nothing about no province, and I don't want to go out there. They used to take me to my uncle's house in the country once every summer, and I was like, I want to go home. Come on, we did with milk the cows and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't want that life, and I think the majority of people that are from westernized countries don't want that type of lifestyle either. And when they realize that they have made a mistake coming out of here thinking they're gonna live off $500 a month, that's when they know they done messed up and they got no way out.
Come on, back home. Come on, I know ain't nobody thinking they're gonna live off $500 a month.
You won't, believe it or not, people think that. I get that all the time.
Okay, so let's get to some VA news. So in less than 3 weeks, the aid and attendance, the caregiver program, excuse me, let me say it correctly. The caregiver program will be available to all arrows from the military starting October 1st. So, starting October 1st, the caregiver program, all right? To qualify, you need a minimum of 70%. If you are not 70% or higher, you wasting your time. I'm just going to tell you right out the gate. You wasting your time. If you have not needed a caregiver in the last 6 months prior to this date, you wasting your time. They're not going to approve it. The process has become much harder. And you know why? Because there's been so many veterans that have cheated and lied and gamed the system that they have made it super hard now to get into the caregiver program. Even if you're already on SMCL, L and a half, or any of the ones above that, you still are going to have to go through a vigorous process to get approved for the caregiver program. You can thank your fellow veterans who had their wives out there going to work while they were supposed to be at home with their husbands. They
Right.
supposed to be at home disabled, driving, going to the casino, out circling the world. You can thank those people for screwing it up. As
Mhm.
always, when something is too good to be true, people usually go and do what? Screw it up.
That's right.
Okay. So October 1st, 2022, you need to be 70% or higher. You need to have had a caregiver 6 months prior, and you got to be able to prove it. Can't just go to the VA day one. Oh, I need a caregiver. Okay. Who's been your caregiver for the last 6 months? I haven't had one. That don't work. You wasting your time and you wasting their time. Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully that helps some of you guys out. Now, if you're overseas, that doesn't work. You can try, you can tell them whatever you want to tell them, but the first thing they're gonna tell you is they do visits, in-home visits, where they just show up, they do inspections. They don't have the right to come to these countries or to send somebody from another country into your home. That's not how that works in foreign countries. The US does not, laws do not extend to all these countries. So that's when people say, well, why can't I get overseas? That's why you can't, because they do inspections. They want to go check on the veteran to make sure the veteran's okay, that their caregiver, whether it's your spouse, your child, or whoever you name as your caregiver, is actually taking care of you, not off doing something else when they're supposed to be at the house with you, because that's what they're getting paid to do.
Right.
And when it comes to being paid, the money goes to the caregiver. It does not go to the veteran. Now, you may share the same account and it may go to the same account, but it's coming in your caregiver's name. It's not coming in your name. All right.
Okay.
Now if they're in a home, if they're already in a home and they sign up for the caregiver program, then that
Mhm.
money will go to whoever runs the home. Whatever the facility is going to go to that facility. It's not going to the veteran.
Okay.
All right. Just so we clear on all that.
Right. The
70% or
caregiver
higher,
program.
October
Uh-huh.
1st, and you need at least 6 months prior of having a caregiver before you can even qualify to apply. So do
Okay.
not waste your time if you're not in that category.
So what do you go about? If you don't have a caregiver if you get one and then you wait 6 months, will you be able to
Mhm.
qualify at that time?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
but you still need to be 70% or higher. So if you're
Okay.
not at least 70% rated, 70% or higher, don't even waste your time.
Because it's not going to work. Got you, man.
Correct.
That's an awesome program to get into. I remember we discussed the amounts that the maximum. What is the maximum that you can get for that caregiver program?
I believe you can get all the way up to $5,000 a month. If you
Ooh,
need round the clock care, like they got to be with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can get about $5,000 a month. If it's somewhere just under, because there's tiers. There's the first tier where you don't need that much help.
mm,
You may need somebody to help you in the mornings. They can go to work and come back in the evening and you
right.
need help going to bed at night or whatever. You're
Okay.
talking maybe $300-400 a month for that,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
That's tier one.
That's
Tier
a little low.
two, obviously, you middle of the road. You need somebody 3-4 days out of the week to help you, get you a bath or whatever they need to do, help you, your legs are hurting or whatever in the morning.
Mhm.
With that one, you're talking between 8 to $2,000 a month. And then you
Okay.
have level 3, which is the top level, starts at about 35 and go all the way up to about $5,000.
Wow. That's a lot of money to be letting sit on the table, guys. If you have the care, if you need care, get your caregiver. And if you haven't had it for 6 months, you won't be qualified for this program. But if you wait 6 months, if you get one and then wait 6 months, then you will go back and qualify and say, I've been in 6 months now, I want my money. That's how you do. And so, but yeah, go ahead, Markell.
That's also reminds me, I had a question from one of your subscribers in the Philippines who was thinking about getting on the caregiver program, going back to the States, and wanted to know if his spouse got that money, how does that affect his VA money? It does not affect your VA money at all. So, for
Okay.
example, let's say you're already receiving SMCL, which is the baseline for aid in attendance. Okay, you're already getting aid in attendance, meaning that your
Right.
spouse or someone's already taking care of you, right? So you're
Right.
getting about $4,300 to $4,400 a month just on that alone. Okay,
Right.
you go back to the States, depending on how much time your wife needs to take care of you. Let's just say she gets the max. That's 10,000, basically $10,000 a month right there. You're getting just with those two, plus whatever
Mm,
you get with Social Security on top of that. So
mm.
potentially you can get anywhere from $13 to $1,400, $14,000 a month just
Whoa,
from the government alone. Okay.
man.
This is
That's,
what people, and this is my dilemma, Bobby D.
uh,
This is my dilemma because I've already had a caregiver for the last 3 years. Okay. I'm already on aid in attendance, right? From the VA.
mm,
Come October 1st, I could move to Florida very easily and get a caregiver, which would probably be a girl that I'm already engaged to here. We could move to Florida,
right.
right? But that is my dilemma. And I know it sounds great, and I'm gonna be honest with people. That money sounds great, but my
Right.
life here is so much better than what my life would be in the US because I would have to commit at least 6 to 7 months out of the year in the US.
Right. To keep to
I could
get that
only
money.
be in this country part-time, 4 months,
Yeah.
maybe 5 months at the most. The other 7 months, I would have to be in the States.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not worth it. It's not
Yeah,
worth it.
that's the thing you got to ask yourself. Is it really worth like we could potentially gain another 3,500 to 4 grand a month, okay, on top of what I'm already getting,
Right.
which sounds great. But are you going to be happy? Because her family is here. Her
Right.
life that she knows is here. My life now is here.
Here.
And all of
Right.
a sudden now, over money, we're going to pick up and move to the States just to get that extra money.
Yeah.
And it's like, mm, it sounds great. The numbers look great, but is it really, really worth it?
No.
Now, if you had planned on going back to the States anyway, because she wanted to go to the States, then that's
Right.
one thing.
Yeah.
She ain't interested in going to the, she just want to visit the States, but she ain't interested in living in the States.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like you're in my predicament. Lisa D want to visit, but she don't want to live there. You know,
Yeah,
never has. You know what I'm saying? So it would not behoove us to go back to the States to live. It's not going. Her family's here, just like your lady. She's there. Yeah. Why? It does not worth it. Your happiness is more important, man.
right.
You already know that. Your happiness is much more important. If you're happy there with your lady, she happy there with your lady, and y'all making it, y'all doing fine now. Stay where you are. You know, come back to the USA, then she'll be Americanized, and she want to do this, and she want to do. Nah, stay where you are, man.
Man, I mean, I lay in bed sometimes, Bobby D, and really think about it. It's like, wow, you giving this up. And then with me, I got the home grant.
Right.
I'm entitled to, what is it now? It's like 200 and some thousand for the
Mhm.
home grant. I mean, I
Uh,
got a lot of things in the States that I could benefit from. But again, will I really be happy? I'm doing all this just to get these material things, but will
right,
that bring me happy? It'll bring me temporary happiness because I
right,
have all these things.
right.
But will I truly be happy? Will she truly be happy? Or are we gonna be sitting there like this is a mistake? We should have never did this. Let's go back to Colombia. So
Mm.
that's where I am with it, Bobby D. I'm like, nah, I don't think I want to do it. But
Uh,
one last thing I want to talk about real quick. I
okay,
don't know if this is something they're getting ready to implement in the Philippines anytime soon.
okay,
But I will say this. They've come up with new visa laws here in Colombia that are pretty much directed at African Americans. And I'm
okay,
going to explain how they're directed at African Americans.
okay,
It used to be, Bobby D, when I first got my visa, this was over 3 years ago. It used to be super easy to get visas here. Okay.
okay,
You could get a student loan visa. You only needed to prove that you had $620 worth of income, and you can get
right,
a student visa, not a student loan, but student visa for
right,
1 year, and it'll cost you about $300. That's how
okay,
easy it was. There's
right,
a ton of people that came here living on student visas, okay, from the States. Pension visa, super easy to get. All you need to show was $640 worth of income. You can get a
wow,
damn visa, no problem. Okay.
wow. That's all.
It,
Mm,
to get a residency visa, All you had to do was buy a property or invest in whatever up to $155,000. No problem. We'll give you residency for 5 years. It's a permanent residency.
Okay.
Every 5 years, you just renew it. You can come in and out the country. As long as you come back once a year, I think for like 2 weeks, you're good to go for another 5 years.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That was the old rules. Check
Okay.
this out, BobbieD.
All right.
Student visa. To get a student visa now, you got to make 10 times what the locals make. So the locals now make about $320. So you need to prove as a student you make $3,200 a month minimum.
Oh, hey,
Just
no students make that unless they selling drugs.
that's that one. Okay, that's
Okay.
one. Here's
Okay.
another one. The visa I currently have is called a retista visa, retirement
Okay.
visa.
Okay.
Going away. They will no longer have it for people under the age of 65.
Wow.
Okay. No longer you can only get a visitor's visa. But here's the kick. You don't need a visitor's visa coming from the States or from Canada. You can already come to the country for 180 days. They know
Okay.
this. So that does you no good.
Right.
What
You
they're
get it.
trying to do is keep a certain segment of people out of the country because of all the issues that they have with unfortunate African Americans that come. They
Right.
stay in trouble here, BobbieD, constantly being arrested in bar fights, drugs, and now they actually are going after veterans as well. So for you
Wow.
veterans who are watching, you were thinking about moving to Colombia, understand the new rules. Not only do you have to show health insurance, you have to get a doctor to sign off that says you are healthy enough to live in another country. Good luck with that. If you got PTSD, you got a high mental health rating, 60% or higher, you got to get a doctor now that says you are mentally healthy enough to live in another country. Good luck with that. I
Right.
know no doctor who's going to take responsibility for you in another country because not only are they going to go after you in that country, they're going after that doctor.
That's right.
Ain't no doctor going to do that.
No.
None whatsoever.
No.
Okay. This is the new rules, BobbieD, they have come up with. And not only that, the last one for you. It used to be when you got to overstay, because there are plenty of people here who overstay. Their visas have been over a
Same
long
here.
time.
Same here. Same here.
Okay. It used to be, depending on the person who you see at the airport, what their attitude is, they could charge you anywhere from $150 up to $1,500, right? Depends on how long you overstayed.
Mm.
They just announced a new rule.
Okay.
You here more than either 2 months or 3 months, they're going to charge you $230 a month for every month you overstay. And when you get to
Dollars.
the
You
airport
said
and you
dollars a month.
$230 a month. And when you get
Ooh.
to the airport and you cannot pay it, they're going to send you back to the States. But that visa you got, that passport you got, is no longer valid in that country. Even after you pay it, you still may be blackballed to keep your butt out of this country. And
Right.
you know what it's contributed to, BobbieD?
What?
See, here in the area where I live is an affluent area. It's called El Poblado. Okay. They have a park that's in Provenza that's about 4 miles from where I currently live. That's where a lot of prostitutes are. You can thank all these YouTubers and these sex channels for these changes because
Right.
they're openly promoting prostitution in this country. In order for them to curb the amount of prostitution and to try to curb some of the people who are influencing this, this
Right.
is a direct result of the new rules. So
Right.
as these guys promote these channels, they got 200,000 subs, 300,000 subs, and they show nothing but girl, and they show people that don't even know that they're being on camera for the world to see. A lot of
Right.
these girls don't want to be on camera. Their families don't know what they're doing, but these
Right.
guys openly promote this stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's where this is coming from, BobbieD. They want to curb us from being in this country, and they're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Another one real quick, BobbieD,
Okay,
before
go
you go,
ahead.
another real quick. Background checks. This
Okay.
country never did background checks for people entering the country. They never did background checks for visas or for anything. They're doing them now. That's
Okay.
going to keep a lot of them out of the country. That's going to keep a lot of them from coming into the country.
Yeah.
Background check.
Yeah. They're thinking about doing background checks out here. They haven't implemented it yet, but uh, they do some initial background check to make sure you're not a felon and stuff like that. But they're thinking about doing it even more detailed out here.
They
They
did
haven't.
nothing here, BobbieD. Any
Yeah.
and everybody could enter the country here. After
That's why.
after October 21st,
Yeah.
no
That's
more.
how. That's why it's all jacked up, and they have a right to do that. You don't want to put a lot of crazy people coming in your country and doing anything. You want to make sure you don't want to be discriminating, but you want to make sure people coming in that got a good mind, got good intentions. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to bring you don't want the malfeasant people to come in and bring your country down. So I understand that. That makes sense to me.
But
So
Bobby D,
guys,
you think
yeah,
about the burden now that they putting on seniors. If you here on Social Security, you didn't have health insurance. You now got to go out and get health insurance. Okay.
yeah,
Before you can even get the visa. How much do you think that's going to cost you a month? And you already got health issues. And you're only getting $1,200 to $1,500 a month.
a lot. Yeah, you got some health issues. You that'll take your whole check. That's gonna take the whole Social Security
Bobby
check.
D, I
Just
used to pay almost $600 to God damn, I can't even think of the name. I just let them go because I got the insurance here. But it
right.
was $600 a month for me.
Mm.
Okay. Now you 65, 70 years old, high blood pressure, cholesterol, all kinds of crap. You easily talking
That's more
seven,
money.
750 a month
Exactly. The
until you
older
can
you
get on
are.
the plan here. Because you
Mhm.
can't just start off on the plan here. Bobby D, there's a process. I don't know how it is in the Philippines, but here you got to go get an interview with the insurance company. They got to then do a physical on you and then make a determination after they see your medical records and your medical history of whether or not they can even insure you.
Yeah.
And in some cases, when they can't insure you, you got to go to the highest broker you can get. And when you go to the highest broker, they know you're a gringo. You got money.
They're
They
gonna
want
take
some of it.
they're gonna get all you got and then some. But out here is a little bit different. They have this health insurance called Phil Health out here. They pretty much all you gotta do is show up and show them your information and they sign you up if you're a foreigner. Now that's a national, that's like an HMO for the
They got
entire
that here.
nation, but they let the foreigners interact. You don't have to do no health care, none of that.
They
You have
got
to
it
do
here
no
too. They got a national health insurance through
okay,
Sure. That's what I currently have is Sure. But you
okay.
cannot sign up without going to get a physical. Ain't
Yeah,
happening.
yeah. Here you don't have to get no physical. You just show up, give them your money, and you sign up. But yeah, they're on the ball over there in Colombia, man. I didn't think they were that efficient, but they're doing a good job. Weeding out the bad people and keeping the good ones. You know what I'm saying? That's what you should do because you want to make sure that your country is safe and secure, and you don't want no international crazy people coming into your country. You want the good folk, you know. So it's a good thing to weed out those people that are not for the country, just for themselves, want to cause problems. So all good, all good. All right, thank you so much, Markell. What else you got? See, that's all you got for today.
That's it, man. Hey.
Always a pleasure, man. Markell talked to us about several things. Talked about Social Security, that increase y'all getting on the first of the year. Don't think it's going like that because inflation is taking it right back out. As soon as you put it in, they take it right back out from inflation. He talked to us about the care program, the Veterans Care Program, starting on October 1st. And you have to qualify. You have to qualify. You have to have 6 months caregiver before you get into program. If you don't have it, then you can get one later, and then wait 6 months after you've had it, and then reapply. And then you talked about the changes that are happening in Colombia regarding veterans and also targeting African American people that they don't want in the country because I don't know why. Why is it that when people of color get there, we act a fool? What's going on with that, Markell?
Bobby D, it's the culture from the United States. You ever
Okay,
notice not all black people, it's far from all, but there's a distinct group. Anything that is borderline illegal or something that is illegal, people
right,
flock to it. I don't understand it, but they flock to it. Something that they should not be doing, they get a flood of people that flock to it.
right.
And I posed this question to one of the guys I know who has one of those sex channels. I said, dude, name me 10 white channels that show what African Americans show on YouTube. that show this sex stuff all the time. Tell me 10 Indian channels, 10 Japanese channels, 10 Mexican channels. They couldn't.
Right.
But there's at least 100 to 2,000 African Americans that pop up with these sex channels every day, exploiting people every day. But not one of them would want to be exploited the way they exploit these people.
Right. Wow, that's sad, man. Well, I wouldn't want to go to all the changes in Colombia. Doesn't sound like it's a place I would want to live. I might want to visit it.
No, it's gonna make it much better, BobbieD, because as long as your background is squared away, your social media is squared away, because that's how they really gonna catch on to these people through
So
social
checking
media.
the social media. They're checking that too.
When I had to get my visa, my new visa, the
Uh-huh.
first thing they asked me for after I showed them proof of income was all my social media. They want to see TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all of it. Every
Wow.
bit of your social media.
Mm.
But
Well,
people cut their own throat, BobbieD.
yeah,
Anything we involved in, usually we cut our own throat and then we turn around and holler racism.
yeah, we
The
blame it on.
Philippines implement new rules and these people feel like, oh, they targeting us. Well, there's a specific reason why.
Mhm. Yeah, there's a reason. People do everything for a reason, man. It's not just picking on you. Usually, sometimes it's that, but most of the time, it's a definite reason why they're doing it. So, but yeah, Markell, it's a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for bringing all that to us. Y'all give Markell's show a shout out when you can. It's Markell's TV, the podcast. He's on there almost every day. And I also have the tech review show called Markell's Tech Review. Check it out as well. Thank you. Is anything else, Markell, you want to say?
That's it, BobbieD. Appreciate you
All
having me on, man. Hopefully I didn't take up too much of your time tonight.
Hey, don't worry about it, man. Hey, I'm here. I'm here for you. When you come on the show, if you want to take the whole show, we're gonna ride. We're gonna ride with it. Okay. Whatever you got to do. Let me
All
see if
right,
we got a
BobbieD.
question for no question. All right. He says some good information to know. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Markell. Take care. God bless you. Take care,
All
man.
right, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Back to you. We just got through with our first segment of the show today, Markell's TV, the podcast. Veterans information, as you can see behind me. Let me move my head to the side. Markell's veterans information, and I brought that up. Get a green screen on that. So check out his TV, Markell's TV, the podcast. If you need veterans information, we have him on the show. We try to get him every Friday. Sometimes he can't make it, whatever, but he'll be back for the next few Fridays for the rest of this year. We're gonna try to keep up with him. And if you can't catch his show, catch this show. Whenever you don't see me on the air, check out Markell's show because he's probably on the air. Whenever you don't see me on the air, check out his show because he gives some very, very pertinent information, not only just for veterans, but as you can see, he talks about a lot of other subjects that are interwoven or interconnected to veterans that are pertinent and relevant to veterans. Okay, so you will do yourself a favor by showing up and subscribing to his show. And again, if you get on YouTube and you don't see Markell on, come over to the Life in the Philippines, and we'll do something for you. Okay, man. That's it. All right, let's go. Let's get back out of. Let me get out of this right here. Let me get this background off here first. We'll get back to where we need to be going and what we need to be doing for the second segment of our show today. On Friday, we have a longer show normally, and we'll be bringing you more information, okay? We bring you not just Philippines information, we bring you veterans information and a lot of other subjects that can tie into it as well. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I told you at the beginning of the show, we would have two subjects. We just got through with our first part of our show, the Veterans Information Show with Markell Wingfield of Markell's TV, the podcast. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you to hear, the remaining few of you, I want to go ahead with our second part of the show. Our second part of the show is how to put your guy in check. This is pretty much for ladies, but it's men too. Anybody, you can use it for anyone as well. But yesterday, if you were aware, I did this how to put your man in check. You know, how to put your man in check, and it was people, the guys on the show really got a lot out of it. So I said, well, I'm gonna flip it, you know, and so that's why they're not here. A lot of guys not here because they don't want to talk about them. But yeah, you know, you got to balance. Anything in life has to be what? Balanced. When you're out of balance on the left, you're out of balance on the right, you're asking for a fall. Humpty Dumpty did what? Sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty did what? Had a big fall because he was out of balance. He couldn't maintain his composure. When you have too much on the left or too much on the right, it's going to cause you to fall. crumbled, stumbled, and fall. And you know what the problem with Humpty? He couldn't get back up. You know why? You know why? He didn't have nobody to help him get back up. Yeah? Yeah? For me, if I fall, it's okay if I fall. I got somebody to help me up. Name is Jesus. What about you? Let's go. All right, so let's run this real quick. I ain't got a lot of folks here. Let's go. Let me get this up. So thumbnail for the day. No hocus pocus. Let me get this off the screen. What is this? Let me get this banner off the screen. Hold on. Right there. Okay. All right, let's go. Focus for the day. No hocus pocus. We're gonna run this real quick because I'm gonna run it, and I'm gonna gun it. Thumbnail for the day. Here we go. Put him in check. Is that right there? She need to put him in check. He trying to be right, but she's like, no, you got some more work to do, mister. You got to stop calling me out my name. You know, you got to stop trying to treat me like I'm your child. You know, you got to stop trying to put your hand on me when you ain't supposed to slap me. Stop it. Put him in check. Yeah, men. Y'all like to beat your women. Stop it right now, sir. That's not appropriate, and that's why a lot of women are afraid to tell you they tired of you calling the B word. They tired of you jacking them up by the collar, and they tired of you throwing them around the room when you get ready to show off your man. Stop it right there, mister. That's not acceptable for a real man. You a punk? That's acceptable for you if you're a punk. But it's never acceptable for a real man. And in general, it's never acceptable at all. That behavior is beneath a modern day man. Okay? Now, let's go. No hocus pocus. Focus for the day. No hocus pocus. Number one, we'll talk about the practice self-care. Women, ladies, you need to take care of yourself. That's one of the reasons why sometimes these men walk all over. You're not taking care of yourself. You have no respect for yourself. Number two, identify and accept that there is something wrong. Got to be fixed. Mm-hmm. It's a problem, man. It's a problem, man. Ladies, it's a problem when a man can't keep a hand off you. They slapping you. They boxing you. They beating you. It's a problem. That's a problem. You need to address it. And you need to understand that is not normal. Okay? And now, number three, and we need to understand that there is no excuse for bad behavior. No excuse at all. You say, well, I didn't know about that. I was raised like that. You know, I saw my daddy. He just slapped my mama. He didn't like what she said. You know what I'm saying? I do the same thing. So I'm supposed to, it's okay because your daddy did it. You do it. It's okay. You do it too. Get away from me with that faulty logic. There's no excuse for bad behavior. It is inexcusable. It is unacceptable. And you as an adult man need to understand that. You have no business abusing another individual simply because she is inferior as far as muscle and strength and size to you. Okay? You have no business doing that. That's called a cowardly actions. Okay? Let's go. And so number four, talk to him. Ladies, you got to talk to that man. You think to just ignore it and then go in the room and cry, that's going to make it go away? Is that going to, how long would that, is that going to make it go away? No, it's going to come right back the next day. The next time he feel like using somebody as a punching bag, he going to find his punching bag. And that's right now, ladies, that's you. Because you haven't done the things that need to be done to get him to know that that behavior is unacceptable and that you haven't walked out the door. Okay? Let's go. I'm going to run it. I apologize for you men that think I'm too hard on you. Sometimes you got to be hard on us because we are stronger than women physically. And we have a tendency to use that against them. We use our strength and our height and our weight physically to take advantage of the smaller and the weaker vessel. It is wrong. And you cannot make that right. No amount of excuses in the world gonna make that right. Okay, let's go. Number one is what? Number one. You with me, ladies? Practice self-care. See her right there? She all whacked up. I look at her. She ain't right. Something ain't right with her. See how she looking? What? Why? I see that expression on her face. Why? Why? Why did he beat me? Why did he cheat on me? Why does he make me do these things? Why? Yeah, because you allow it. Ladies, man, I'm just going to be honest with you. Some of y'all allow these fools to do this to you. Yeah, you want me to be real, right? Can we do some real talk, ladies? Ladies and gentlemen? Can we just put everything on the line. You know what I'm saying? Can we just bear it out our souls and let you know what's really going on? Some of you ladies like to be beaten. You like to play the victim. But let me tell you something. You don't need to do that. You're better than that. And the reason why you do that is because you don't think much of yourself. You don't take care of yourself. You don't take care of your body. You don't take care of your mind. You don't take care of your spirit, woman. You don't take care of that. And because you are a weaker vessel physically as well as emotionally, as well as socially, as well as mentally, then people see that in you. You're weak as water. And whenever somebody that's strong see a weak person, more times than not, they will eventually try to do what? Dominate them. I don't want to be dominated. And you shouldn't want to be dominated either. And how do you stop from being dominated in a relationship with a man? First of all, you got to take care of yourself. Practice self-care. Live healthy. Eat healthy foods. Get enough sleep. Avoid drugs and alcohol. Exercise. And get your mind right, sister. How you thinking about a man? A man, well, he's supposed to beat me when I'm not talking right. I don't mind that. That ain't this. Okay. He's supposed. What? Your mind ain't right. Any woman sit up there talking, well, my husband, he slapped me every now and then. My boyfriend, he jacked me up sometimes, but I deserve it. What did you say? Your mind is not right because you're not taking care of yourself emotionally, physically, mentally, and you have low self-esteem, and you are a target for somebody to control you, to mold you, to fold you, and to break you, and to use you and abuse you. You deserve better than that, ladies. You hear me? You better listen to me. You deserve more than that because you're better than that. Nobody has the right to treat you like dirt. Nobody has the right to talk down to you. No man, no woman, no girl, nobody. And if you don't understand that, you got issues. So the first thing, you want to put your man in check, put yourself in check. Yeah, check yourself up from the neck up. Get your mind right. Stop thinking that you ain't about nothing. Stop thinking that you're dirt. Bring your self-awareness and your self-esteem up, and then you can begin to deal with that demon in your house called a man. Okay? I'm just calling it out like I see it. Number two, don't know what to do. Let's go. Number two, then you got to identify and accept that there's a problem, something wrong. A lot of women, they're just hiding from it. We all right. And know she getting beat down every time she go home once a week. And how men do, they don't they don't slap too hard, or they don't put a bruise because they don't want nobody to see they're doing. They hit him in the stomach. What you say? Oh, yeah, hit him in the stomach. Hit him in a place where people can't see. And so you're able to deny. Well, my man don't never touch me. You got all kind of bruises all over. Stop that lying, lady. Understand when you have an issue, and it may not be physical. It may be verbal. He may be cussing you out, calling everything in God's green earth that's not you. Cussing you out, talking bad about your people, talking bad about you, talking bad about what you do, how you are, how you look, how your weight. All of that's verbal abuse and misuse. And you don't have to put up with that. You don't. I know this is new for some of you. You're like, well, that's what I was supposed to do. I thought that's what he's supposed to do. No. You don't have to take that unless you want to. And the only way you would want to is if you ain't in your right mind. Get your mind right. Get it right. Understand that one thing people do things that is bad behavior is not acceptable. Okay. Get the facts. And a lot of time we in a relationship with somebody would say, well, he said something to me and I didn't feel it was right. Did you hear what I said? I didn't feel that it was right. Can't go by your feelings. You go by what's right. Feelings and what's right don't always match up. Understand if he's wrong, he's wrong. It's not about your feelings, ladies and gentlemen. It is about what is right and what is wrong. If he hits you, that's wrong. If he say something you didn't like, it may hurt and it caused you to feel some kind of way. It may not be wrong. It may not be right. You just had a feeling about what he said. Get your facts right when you deal with this issue. Make sure that he's wrong, not only in your eyes, but in the eyes of society and in the laws in which we live under. Because so many, ladies and gentlemen, so many women go around accusing, with this Me Too generation, you can't, you got to have the facts and not just how you feel. If he's treating you wrong, if he's not giving you money, that's factual. If he's beating you, that's factual. If he's cheating on you and you got evidence that he's cheating on you, whatever, that's factual. Come with some concrete factual evidence. Okay, get yourself ready to deal with the issue and identify that it is an issue. Don't go by your feelings. Write it down. Make a fact. That's how you make facts. That's how you prove things. You write it down. You make a record. You record it. You make a record. And then say, you called me, Johnny. You called me to be where on January 6th, 2021. And I remember that day. It was a Tuesday. Wasn't feeling good. And I felt like dirt after you said, you got a record. You got no record. I don't know. You just made me feel bad. You can't remember what he did. How to write it down. Have a record. Identify the issues in your relationship that's causing you to feel the way you're feeling. Identify the issues that are factual, okay, that relate to your feelings, okay? Be concrete about your issues with your man, okay? Once you have identified the issue, once you have practiced self-care, you know where you are emotionally, physically, mentally, you feel good about yourself, you have a strong self-awareness of who you are, who you are, and then you have identified the issue of what's being done in a bad behavior way by your man, then you can do number 3. Number 3 is what? Understand that there's no excuse for bad behavior. None at all. Man said, well, sweetheart, I come from a long line of wife beaters. My dad beat my mama. His dad beat and we go all every year. That's all we do. That's how I am. That's my personality. You don't like that's you got to deal with me. That's how I am. And, that's me. You ain't got to deal with that. You don't have to accept that. Personality and bad behavior can be adjusted and can be altered, especially when it's detrimental to you and your relationship. You have to talk to that person. You have to understand it, identify that, and make them aware that behavior is not tolerable and it will not be accepted. Even if your daddy did it to his mama, that don't mean you got to do it to me. That's how you got to talk for yourself. You got to speak up. Your personality, mister, is no excuse for your behavior. How you feel is no excuse. Bad behavior, attitudes are destructive to any solid, loving, caring, sharing relationship. It's destructive. It will destroy your sense of well-being. It'll destroy your sense of fairness. It'll destroy your values. It'll destroy your self-esteem. Bad behavior is destructive and it will put you down in the ground, not necessarily physically, but your emotions will be down. You'll be walking with your head down. You don't know what people saying. What'd you say? I'm so nervous. It is destructive to a relationship between a man and a woman, whether it's coming from the woman, whether it's coming from a man. Bad behavior needs to be identified and it needs to be understood that it's not acceptable under no circumstances. Okay. Well, my mama just died. That's why I slapped you. I didn't know what to do about myself. Okay. So your mama died. I'm sorry to hear she died, but you have no business slapping nobody. You have no business putting your hand. No excuses for your bad behavior. Okay. Understand. Last one we are. Talk to him. Yeah, you got to talk to him later. Don't cuss him out. Don't fuss him out. Talk to your man. Say, look, Johnny, what you want? Johnny, what you want? What you want? Can we sit down and talk? Talk to you for what I got to say to you? What you got to say to me? I need to talk to you. About what? What you mean? That's why I want you to sit down. We have some serious issues that I've identified in our relationship. And if we don't sit down and talk about these things, it's going to get worse, Johnny. I don't have nothing to say with you. What kind of issue? I don't got no issue with you. You my wife. I treat you good. That's what you think, Johnny. That's why we got to talk. That's how you talk. You don't cuss him out. You don't slap him out, because a lot of you out there, women, don't want to scratch him. They want to scratch his face. You want to scratch his eyes. All kinds. Stop that craziness. Violence only begets violence. Okay. You got to walk it out. You got to stop, talk it out, and you got to work it out. Okay. That means you have to catch him at the right time when he's available and amenable to receive what you have to say. A lot of times when a man is abusive, they don't want to talk because they know they're wrong, because they know what you're going to say. Mm-hmm. That's why they don't want to talk. And they make up all kind of reason and excuses why they don't want to talk. And so if your man don't want to talk to you, then you walk. Plain and simple. Either you talk, Johnny, or I'm going to walk, Johnny. That's how you do. And when he recognizes that you're going to walk, he will sit his behind down and say, let's talk. And that all rhyme, okay? That's how you get his attention. Johnny, I'm in pain. I'm in emotional pain in this relationship. And it doesn't have to be that way. It shouldn't be that way, Johnny. I can't take this. Get his attention. And if you cannot get his attention to your urgent needs, you walk. That's all there is to it. Walk. But if you do get his attention and you do make him aware that there's a problem with his behavior, then that's the beginning to resolution to your issues in the relationship. Okay? Nothing's going to be resolved overnight. Just because you talk to him and you let him know that how you talk to me is wrong and it doesn't make me feel good at all. He said, okay, I'm gonna be here. I'm not going to call you no B word no more. I'm not going to slap you no more. I'm sorry. And I'll never do it again. Okay. You say, okay. And you take him for what he said. Yeah? Take him for what his word is. And then, but you monitor him. And when he does that bad behavior again, don't reward him. Walk away. And then you remind him of what he said. And now you know you're back in the same issue. That's how you do. That's how you do. That's how you do. When you talk to your man, that's how you put him in check. But a lot of times when you put them in check, they don't stay in check. And that's when you got a real problem. That's when you know that you already talked to this man 15 times about putting his hands on you. And he keep doing it over and over and over. You know you got a problem. That cannot be resolved by talking it out. You have to walk it out. Whether now doesn't mean, if you're married, does that mean divorce? Not necessarily. And if you're in a relationship, that doesn't mean never coming back? Not necessarily. You have to work it out. Sometimes you got to get counseling. You know, you can't work it out between yourself. Usually there's a third party, which is a counselor or your pastor, that can assist you guys in getting it back together. It's not going to be easy. Sometimes counseling can be very, very arduous, very, very long and intricate talking and intimate talking, because you get down to people's emotions. You get down to the very essentials. And then in order to get people to understand why they're doing what they're doing, you got to take them back. Because a lot of times when people do things, it's because of something that happened to them in their past. And they're acting it out. And a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, many of us don't even realize that we're acting out past trauma. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Something happened to us when we were a kid and we saw it, and it's stuck in our mind, and we forgot about it, but it's still there, and it comes back in certain times, and that's when we act. Okay. So this real quick, I want to let you ladies know I ain't forgot y'all. I talked about the men, how to put y'all in check. Now I'm telling you how to put your man in check. Okay. Bad behavior, bad attitudes are destructive. And you don't have to put up with that. You do not have to put up, and you need to let him know that. Now, one thing you do is how you approach your man. Don't approach him with a destructive and mean cussing out and belittling, and you hurt his ego. You don't try to destroy his ego, because many of us as men have very, very strong egos. And when you come against our ego, that's like you want to fight us, you want to battle us. So it's the way you approach him that will determine how successful you are at putting him in check. Okay, that's it, man. So I got for you. We're gonna ride train real quick. I know who's out here already. I already seen the comments. Let's go to the comments real quick. Ride train, BobbieD, One Nation, the group, One Love. Who we got? Crook Mark, first man up in the house today. What's up, Crook? You good? You good? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back real quick. Let me go back real quick. I always give you a brief review, and I apologize. I'm gonna give that review, and I'm gonna come right back to you. Okay, stay where you are. Don't move, y'all. Do not move, ladies and gentlemen. Do not move. Okay, hold on. All right, real quick. This is what we talked about. First of all, we talked about Markell. Markell gave us a very, very good presentation today. He talked to us about 3 topics, and one of the topics was about Social Security. The other one was about the Caregivers program, and then he talked to us about how in Colombia, the people there, the government is making changes to who is allowed to come into the country, and a lot of the changes are being targeted. A lot of changes are rather target people that are people of color. Okay, so be aware of that for those of you that like Colombia, want to go there, recognize that there's going to be a lot of change. Okay, so then I'll talk to you just when we got through my presentation. Let me change this real quick. Give me a second here. I talked to you about how a woman, how she could put her man or her guy in check, and it's a lot of stuff you can do. The worst thing you can do, ladies, is not to say anything. The worst thing you can do is bear it. And sometimes this is what women do, y'all. They justify the inability to say anything to the man or to speak out to the man because they just want to get along, and they just want to they just want to get along, and they want to stay married. And the Bible say you cannot divorce, and you justify that all you want. But I'm gonna tell you, if you want to live in peace, and not necessarily in peace, but if you want to live, because sometimes staying in a bad marriage can take you out. Okay, you got to be careful, and you got to practice self-care. And I talked to you about that. How you women and men are always, but everybody need to take care of themselves first. Get yourself together before you can get anybody else together. You're gonna come trying to chastise me and you ain't together. I'm gonna laugh at you. I'm gonna say, get out my face, fool. When you get yourself together, and you come back and you try to check me. But until that time, missus, get yourself in the room. I'm telling you, man, that's how people do. So you got to take care of your mind. Get your mind right, your spirit, your heart, your soul, all of that stuff. You got to be right with you before you can come against somebody else and let them know they're wrong. Okay? So get yourself, practice self-care. Then we talked about identify, except that there's something wrong. You got to know what it is wrong. Well, Johnny, I don't know what it is, Johnny, but there's something wrong in our relationship. I don't know what it is, Johnny. I said, get away from me. You come take up my time, but you don't know what's wrong. When you find out what's wrong, you come back to me. Write it down, ladies. You have evidence. No feelings involved. Separate your feelings from the facts, and you gather the facts first. Okay, write them down. Date, time, what he said, whatever. All that, you got evidence. Okay. Now, number 3, we talk about understanding there is no excuse for bad behavior. None at all. None at all, ladies and gentlemen. No excuse for bad behavior. You can say, well, my dad was outraged about, they raised me to be women. That's where I came from. No excuse for bad behavior. Then talk to your man. Okay. You got all those 3 things. Last step, talk to your man. Talk it out. If you can't talk it out, walk it out. Okay. So let's go back. All right. So now we're going to talk about, go back to Crook Mark. What's up, Crook Mark? So good to see you in the house today. Ryan Train, BobbieD, Lacey, you want to the group on love. He said, what's up, you, BobbieD? Hey, man, we doing good, Crook. How you doing today? First man up in the house today. Crook Mark, y'all. What's up, Crook? You good, man? So good to see you. So good to see you. Good to see ya. Woo. He said, what's up? Hey, man, we doing good. Normally, Crook Mark is at work, y'all, and he's usually watching us at work. I think he's still at work right now. I'm not sure. But Crook Mark, remember I told you last time, you said we was at work watching us? Don't sleep on the job. What the hell you do, man? Don't go to sleep on the job. I've seen too many people get walked out the door like that. Yeah, they get me. And I had a guy that worked with it, Verizon Wireless, man. And this guy, I would warn him. I said, look, man, you can't go to sleep. When it's slow, we used to take calls for people that calling me a technical support and calling problem. Sometimes it'd be slow. You'd be like, I said, look, man, you better wake up. I warned the fool. I warned him plenty of time, man. One day he went to sleep again. I just got the warning. Supervisor came, touched him like that. He didn't wake up. And he had to hit him about 3 times. He go, walked him right out the door. Got ridden up. We ain't seen him no more. I mean, don't do it. Let's go. I know you don't do that, man. That's why you listening to us. Chris said, where you guys at, Love Train Q? Hey, everybody's here. Everybody here, we come to different time, come to different place. I told you when I have shows about men and how men treat women, they don't show up. Because they scared. They like when I talk about how to put your woman in check, but when you talk about how to put the man in check, they're like, they gone. They don't want to hear that. But it's okay, man. It's all good. I can take the good, the bad, and the ugly days. It doesn't matter because I do my thing. Regardless of who show up and who don't show up, BobbieD gonna be doing what he's supposed to do. Let's go around here. Who we got? Okay, man. I thought you was at work, man, but man, be cool. Don't be no fool. Do your job. Do it to the maximum. And if you got a job where they allow you to listen to music, listen to talk shows or whatever while you're working, that's optimum. That's awesome. Cause do your thing, man. Round train. Who we got? Murphy, hey, what's up? He said, what's up, family? Hey, man, we doing good. Riding train, BobbieD, One Nation, the room of love. We doing good, Murphy. How you doing, my brother? So good to see you. So good to see you. So good to see ya. Hey, Murphy is gold finger. Go. I need some people up. You can be some more gold fingers. I need some more bronze bombers. I need some silver bombers. I need some gold fingers. I need some more gold. I need some more. Get on the program, y'all. Riding train, BobbieD, who we got? Philippines connection. Yeah, I wrote that in there. I told you about the caregiver program for veterans starts October 1st, 2022. For those of you that are veterans out there, if you can take avail of that situation, that program, do so because it's going to put more money in your pocket. And it not only put more money in your pocket, it also allows you to get a caregiver. Could be your mom, could be your sister, could be your brother, and that money back into your family. You know what I'm saying? So check it out if you can. And don't try to cheat the government. Please don't do that. Just do the right thing, okay? Round train, Bobby. Who we got? Mervay's here. What's some good? Wow, that's some good news to know. Yeah, Markell always has some timely information, and it may not be pertinent to you, but it could be pertinent to somebody else, and you can relate it to someone that that needs to hear that. That's what it's about. Each one what? Reach one. Each one what? Teach one. Let's go. Round train. Who we got? Murphy. That's good information. I wish I was eligible for the veterans benefits. Okay. You might be, Murphy. You never know. Based on when you came in and what era it was, you may be eligible for some of it, and some of it you may not. Okay. Ryan Train, who we got? Jonas Santos. He said, hi, Bobby. Hey, Jonas, how you doing, my brother? So good to see you. So good to see you. So good to see ya. He said, hi, Bobby and Markell. How you both doing? Be doing good, Jonas. So glad to see you, man. If you're new here on the show, hit that subscribe button for me, Jonas. And everybody hit the like button for me one time. 1, 2, 3. Chichapaya. Can you hit the like button for me, yo, guys? We ain't got but a few. Can you please do that for me? Hit the like button. 1, 2, 3. Chichapaya. 1, 2, 3. Chichap. Can you hit the like button, please? Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you, Jonas. Welcome to the show. Come back anytime. If you're on Markell show, if Markell's not on, check me out. I'll be right on there, man. If Markell's not on, you check me out. If Markell is on, you check him out. If I'm on, check me out. Okay, man. Let's go right there. Who we got? Murphy Hayes. My opinion on black culture is naturally rebellious. Okay, so he's saying the black culture is naturally rebellious. That's why they are always in trouble everywhere they go. I have a tendency to agree with that to a certain extent. And the reason why I say that is because when you look at the black culture, you have to look at the culture and how we were raised and where we were taken from Africa, put on a ship in shackles. We were slaves. Okay, all of our lives, our ancestors' lives were slaves. And that culture and that mentality that they had as slaves transpired to many of us to this day. Many of us have a slave mentality on us. Right? What do slaves do? They obey, they beat, they cheat, they want to rebel. So yeah, some of that could be very, very viable and very, very true when you look at the history and nature of how African Americans were grown up or raised up in this so-called this country we call the United States of America. And not only America, but many Africans were taken all over the world. Africans were taken to West Indies. They were taken to Great Britain. They were taken to France. They were taken. Most countries of the world had slaves. And guess who was the slave persons? We were, our ancestors. And so some Africans were able to break out of the mentality of rebelliousness. Some of them weren't. A lot of African Americans are somewhat lawlessness because they want to rebel. They have many of us have a lot of anxiety and hatred built up into us for many reasons. But it doesn't stop the fact that we do have a lot of rebellions and bad ideas in us. When you have let's say you have a dog, and I'm not saying that we are dogs, but trying to give you an example. If you have a dog and all you do is beat that dog every day long, you feed him and you beat him, give him some water, you beat him, walk him down the street, beat him. What's going to happen? He gonna get afraid of you. He gonna get scared. He want to run from you when you go. So similarly, when you have people and you treat them like dogs, sometimes they don't behave in a very nice way because they were treated bad. Now that's part of it. The other half of that is this: even though you were treated bad, your ancestors were treated bad. That's gone. The past is over with. You cannot bring that back, and you cannot hold people accountable today for what happened to the past. So therefore, you have to grow up. You have to go beyond the past and bring your mind and your mentality to where you are right now. Yeah, always remember what happened to your people and to you in the past, but do not hold the people in the present for what happened in the past. Oh, Lord, I'm saying it today. Don't hold people for what happened in the past. I know they beat us like dogs. They treated us like dogs. I know that. But I can't go around saying hurting somebody else just because they did that to my ancestors. They're not doing that to me. And I'm a mature enough individual to recognize that I can't hold them accountable for something that happened way back then. So I remember it and I'll never forget it, but I don't hold people accountable. I don't take it out on others of what happened. I recognize it for the situation for what it is, so that I don't go back that way. They don't pass law and I sit around and say nothing and take us back to that slavery era. I don't want to see that. But yeah, there's some valuable truth to what you said. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to take this screen off here. Hold on one second. But yeah, you cannot hold people accountable for your past issues in life. That's just a no-brainer. You can't do that. Ryan Train, who we got? Murphy Hayes, he said, I think those who allow bad behavior and abuse in a relationship has developed its codependence on the abuser and they feel against the bad part. That's exactly correct. Murphy, what school do you go to? You got psychology right there. You're correct, man. Codependency. That's all it is. They depended on the back. A lot of times, and this is what happened. You remember R. Kelly, right? The guy that had all them women and boys and girls in his house and treated them like he did everything he wanted to them. He conditioned their minds. Mm-hmm. He conditioned their minds to think that he was everything and they were nothing. Okay, that's what he did, and as a result, he had his way with them. To this day, if you let R. Kelly out of jail right now, and he goes to one of the houses, people, one of those persons that he abused, they will bow down to him, because they unless they have some type of intervention where somebody's gotten all that mixed up programming, mental programming, and imagery out of their minds, he still has control over them to this day. That's what happens when you become codependent. You let all your guards down, all your defenses down, and people have a tendency to walk all over you like doormats. I don't want to see you go out like that, ladies. I don't want to see you go out like that, men. Stand up, have boundaries, have standards, have morals, have values, and then no one should cross the line with you because they know you've spoken. Hey, I don't do that. Who you talk to like that? You don't talk to me like that. You're stating your values, you're stating your boundaries, you're stating your standards. And when people understand that you're a person of values, morals, standards, they won't just say anything to you because they'll know that you're not going to accept that. Okay. And that you will not be taken light. They will not be taken lightly. And you don't joke about people like that. When people call you out your name, hey, B word, you my B word today. You my N word today. What's up, N word? You my N word. So excuse me. I don't use that term with me, sir. I'm not the one to mess with that. You don't call me that. Too many people suffer, bled, and die for that word. You gonna call me that, man? That's how you do. They won't never say that to you again. But some of y'all like that, though. You like that. That's your thing. That's not my thing. Don't do that to me. Let's go, Ryan Train. Who we got? Terry Fleming. What's up, Rain Man? Coming, Rain Man coming. Thank you so much, Rain Man, for the Terry Fleming Rain Man donation to the nation. He said, toot, right back at you, my brother, from another mother. Thank you so much for the donation to the nation. We got to do this thing. Hey, man, it's been an awesome show today. We got covered a lot of information, man. For you ladies out there, y'all better listen to me. What I said today, you better get it down. If you gotta do the show over twice until you get it. I don't care what you gotta do, but get the principles I outlined in the show. There's too many men out here abusing women emotionally, physically, and every other kind of way you can think. There's too many men out here trafficking women, okay? Like they're just piece of meat. There's too many men doing, and it's wrong. I'm sorry, man. I had to call y'all. I called the women out yesterday, right? So it's now your time. Thank you so much for the donation. We got to do damn Terry Fleming, Riding Train, BobbieD. See One Nation on the group, One Love. I need a dancer. Who we got? Who we got? Okay, let's go, James.
The hardest working man in the business. I feel good. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the original players from the Himalayas. Jerome's in the house. I said Jerome's in the house. Jerome's in the house. I said Jerome's in the house. Come on, girl, let's do the penguin.
Thank you so much, Terry Fleming, for the donation to the nation. More blessings, much love. Thank you so much, my brother from another mother. Thank you so much, Terry Fleming. Terry Fleming in the house. We missed you the last few days, man. We're getting ready to give you a roll call on the phone. No, we're going to call you on Facebook. So good to see you in the house today, man. You know, when I don't see Terry Fleming too many days, I'll be like,
He had a good time with his girlfriend. Thank you so much for the donations for Terry Fleming.
At least you say you with a girlfriend. Huh? She said she just playing, y'all. She said he had a good time with his girlfriend. Oh, Terry. Oh, I forgot to tell. For those of you that don't know, my buddy, my main man, my ace coon boom, Terry Fleming, got a girlfriend. He got a girlfriend, y'all. Terry Fleming got a girlfriend. He had to spend some time with her. I know that's what he was. Terry Fleming don't do.
We're so happy for you.
We're very happy for you, Terry. You're doing the thing right, man. You took your time. You know, you did it right. You take your time and you do it right. That's how you do. You don't rush into love. You don't rush into relationship. You take your time. That's what only fools rush in. Terry Fleming ain't no fool. He went to school. I'm flying. He know the 411, how to treat a woman. Okay. He back in the day, he was like, whatever, lady. He don't do that now. He said, listen, can we discuss this, please? That's how you do. Terry Fleming learn, you know. Let's go. Ron J. Bobby, who we got? He's here kind of late. That's all right, man. As long as you showed up and not throwed up, it's okay. Did you throw up too? This player, man. Let's go. Ron J. Who we got? Murphy Hayes. Terry, what's up, man? You good? You good? You're good. Ron J. Who we got? Terry Fleming. He said, those that are violent in a relationship will try to establish dominance, and the weak will misconstrue that for love. Yeah, that's what happens, Terry. Very good point. You hear what he said? Those that are violent in a relationship will establish dominance, and the weak will misconstrue it for love. You know how the weak misconstrue it for love? Because they don't know love. They don't know what love is. Most of the weak people never really have seen love in their life. They don't even know what it look like, how it sound like, how it tastes like. They don't know. And so if somebody's strong, powerful guy, hey, how you doing? But when you make them mad, And then they love me. He beat me, but he loved me. I know that's love. No, you don't know what love is. And when you see the wrong type of dominance, the wrong type of power, the wrong type of people pursuing and doing things to you, and you need to speak up. If that's love, sir, I don't want nothing to do with it. That's how you speak. So if that, I don't know what real love is, but if that's love, I don't want nothing to do with it. You know, they had that song, "What Love Got to Do with It?" What you beat me up got to do with it. That's the real. They should have said, "What you beat me up got to do with love." Hmm? Nothing. Nothing from my mama told me long. Nothing from nothing. Leave nothing. That's nothing to do. Violence is not love. Violence is hate. If you beat somebody up, it's either if you're trying to defend yourself from a violent attacker, I can understand you putting it on them. But if you're trying to take over a very non-violent individual, especially a woman, you're a coward. Okay. And I don't want nothing to do with cowards in my life. I need people that are strong, that have good moral values, and that people that are reliable and dependable, and the people that want to do right in this world. So many people that want to do wrong. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to do right. You want to do right, whether it's right, whether you love them or not. Always do right. Let's go, Ryan Train, Bobby. Who we got? Terry Fleming. He's hello, some Murphy. What's up, my brother from another mother? You doing it right, man? Let's go. Terry Murphy. He said, "That's what I mean. It's from slavery." Yeah, man. From slavery days, how we were treated when we were taken off the boat from Africa, and how we were dispersed, call it diaspora. We were dispersed all over the entire globe. That's why any place you go, even in Russia, you might see one person there. There wasn't none there, but we've dispersed all over the world, all over the globe, right? But we're all over the world, and our natural motherland was Africa. Okay. But you can't tell us that many of us don't even know nothing about Africa. I'm not Africa. I don't go there. It's okay. That's because you're not from there now, but your ancestors were. Okay, it's okay. But I understand always, ladies and gentlemen, always. You hear me good on this? Know your roots. Hmm? Know where you came from, and know how you got here. That's a burning question in a lot of people's mind today. Many of us were adopted. Many of us don't know who our parents were. Our neighbors raised us and stuff like that. And they were always in the back of your mind. I want to know, where did that come from? Who were my parents? What was my past like? And that's hard when you don't know that. So a mind is a terrible thing to waste. So is a past life. Still a terrible thing not to know where you came from or who you came from. Let's go around, Terry Bobby. One nation under groove, one love. Terry Fleming. He said, "I may have a rebellious attitude because I believe in right and wrong. And when wrong, I will holler like a beat dog." I know that's right, man. Hey, you gotta let people know they're wrong. Okay. You just don't sit there and take a beat down and don't say nothing about it. Especially if you're wrong. Excuse me, especially if you're right and they're wrong. Okay. You have to open your mouth and speak. But you'll find that people that don't open their mouth and speak are problems up here. They have low self-esteem. They think that they should be beaten. That's how bad they are. They are messed up in the mind. He's supposed to beat me when I'm bad. And he's supposed to beat me. That's what he do, and that's okay. That's what I was bad. I was bad, and he's supposed to beat me down. See how messed up that thing? You see that thinking so messed up? But a lot of people are out there like that, man. And think about that like every day. I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm supposed to be beat. No, if you're bad, it's okay. Find a way to be good, but nobody has to beat you down. They can talk to you. They can treat you. They can show you. They can train you. You don't have to be beat down. You have to have an understanding of what you do. So when you see people like that, accept it. They got issues in their head, and so they allow anything to be done to them. Let's go around, Terry. Who we got? Terry Fleming. He said, "What America on the whole still see black people as their property?" Many of them do. I wouldn't say all of them, because there are some that know the difference. There are some that treat people right and as equal as they are. As we are all equal under the sun. We know that. But there are some Caucasians that understand that fact and embrace us. There are others that don't understand that. And just like you said, they think many of us are beneath them. We are still property. And they have to put us in our place. Okay. So yeah, there's something like that out there. And that's what causes these crazy people to go off and do crazy things to many of us. And remember back in the day, several years ago, there was this church in my hometown, the AME church. It was this having Bible study, and they let a Caucasian man in, and he shot up. I think he killed like 18, something million people, and they were just worshiping. Yeah, all because he think that his race is superior and our race is inferior. It is wrong. It is wrong. It is wrong. And who do I blame activity like that on? Do I blame the white man that did it? Do I blame the society in which he was raised? Do I blame his mother and father? Do I blame the Ku Klux Klan? Do I blame the white Aryans, the supremacists? Who do I blame? I blame that individual, whether he was white, black, red, or blue. He did. He did the crime. I can't blame his mama. I can't blame his daddy. They didn't. They had nothing to do with that. They didn't shoot the gun, did they? Blame the person that did it, regardless of their color. It's the behavior that should be disdained. It should be behavior that should be abolished. Okay, let's go round chain. Who we got? Smooth. He said, I caught up. I suffer from depression. It's been hitting me for a month, but today I could not fight it. But I'm better now and riding on the train. Thank you so much. Good to see you with us, Smooth. Depression is very, as I mentioned to you the other day, it could be very, very debilitating. Sometimes you don't want to move. You don't want to speak to nobody. You don't answer the phone. You just want to lay in your bed and wallow in your self-pity. That's what depression can do to you. It's like a rock. You're under a rock, and it's so heavy. It weighs you down so much you can't move. You can't pick it up. You just like frozen. You're paralyzed right there. You can't get out of bed. You can't fix no food for yourself. You can't go to bed. And one thing you can do is probably go to the bathroom. That's it. And you get right back in. So yeah, when you get in a state like that, you have to reach out to people that can help you pull you back to reality, to pull you out of that state. Okay. And sometimes you have to turn the TV off, because looking at TV and you look at the news, that makes it even worse. You can need positivity in your life. You need people that are around you that you love and you care for, people that care for you. Talk to them, man. If it's just me and Lisa D or somebody, email them and Facebook me, FaceTime, whatever. But we're here for you, my brother. And everybody on this show is here for you, because we know who you are. You're part of this family and want the best for you, not the rest for you. So when you get in that state, man, let us know so we can reach out. Okay, that's what we're about: reaching out, teaching out, and being one together as a family on this train. Okay, man. So good to see you doing better. Ryan Train by releasing One Nation under Groove. One look, who we got? Terry Fleming. Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. Let's go, Ryan Train. Who we got? Murphy. Hey, he said most whites have a blood hatred for blacks because of guilt for what their ancestors did to the slaves. They know it was wrong, but most won't admit it wrong. Part of that's right. I think. Many Caucasians know that their parents were wrong, and then at the same time, many believe that their parents were right for doing it. You know what I'm saying? They don't. Many of them don't think it was wrong. To this day, many of them wish we were still slaves. Those are called supremacists, white supremacists. They wish to be, because they believe they're supreme, they're superior to us. So they wish one or two things: we were still slaves, or we were out of this country back to Africa. That's what they want us to do. But we're not going anywhere. This is our country just like it is theirs. And we're here to stay. And we have to learn to live together in peace and harmony. And what does that mean? That we fight each other like cats and dogs? No. We sit down. We discuss your hatred of me. And it's okay that you hate me, but I'm still going to love you for being you as a human being. I'm going to do right by you. But if you put your hands on me, that's what you tell them right there. Last thing you say, if you put your hands on me, mister, if you put your hands on me, sir, I'm going to lay you out. Keep your hand to yourself. Like a round train, Bobby Lee, One Nation, on the Group, One Love. Whoo, sound. He's a Terry and his girlfriend sitting in the tree kissing. The tree kissing? Oh, I didn't know you could sit in a tree. I didn't know you could sit in a tree and kiss. Did you, Lisa?
No.
She didn't know that either. But hey, man, I don't know. Hey, do whatever it takes, man, to get you a kiss. You get you a kiss that you cannot miss. Let's go around here. Who we got? Verbatim. And nowadays, a woman put a whooping on a man. Yeah, man, tell you, man, some women don't play. Call yourself this women liberation thing. They really liberated women. It's just like, what you say, sir? Oh, I ain't say nothing. You run because she get ready to lower the boom on you. But a lot of women nowadays have taken self-defense courses. They have done a lot of they lift weights. Most women are stronger than men. You know what I'm saying? They lift weights nowadays, all that stuff. And I read last night, there was a Filipina, right? in New York City. She was riding a train. And you know how they hate Asians out there, right? So this guy came next to her. And you know what he did? He spit in his hand, right? He took his hand, other hand, and rubbed the spit. And he took his hand and rubbed it in her face. You believe that, man? That's hate. That's a hate crime right there. Just rubbed it in her face. But guess what? He did it to the wrong one. She was a martial arts expert. She told him, she tore his behind up on the floor. Yeah, she tore him up, man. I'm talking, man. And they had to call 911 to get her off of him. He picked the wrong Asian. Let's go. Round train, BobbieD, he won that. Who we got? Hey, 100 on that. I got you, man. I got you, man. Let's go, round train. Who we got? Smooth. He said, I was singing that song, Mr. He was singing that song. It's Terry and the girl. It's Terry and his girl sitting on a tree kissing. I don't know what that means. But anyway, man, it's been real. It's been real. It's been real. We got to go. We got to go. We got to go. It's always a blessing to be with my guys, my ladies and gentlemen in this train, ride the train. It's a blessing for me to just give you information that may be able to assist you or someone you know. And just because Markell's on the show, please, y'all, don't stay off of that, okay? Markell gives us some very valuable information, okay? And if you open your hearts and open your mind, you will receive it as such. That's why we have him on the show. And as you know, I don't bring a lot of people on the show. I just don't. I don't. Because a lot of people ain't right. They talk a lot of yin-yang, and I'm not with that. I'm very particular who comes on this show. I'm very particular who gives y'all information because I believe that I want the best for you and not the rest for you. So when you see him on the show, thank the Lord he's here because he's going to give you some information. Okay? Good information. All right, man. That's all for now. Got to get up out of here. At least D and I got to go. Got something to do, right? We got a place to go, and we got some things to do. We got to go. It's been real. It's been real. This is BobbieD saying take care, God bless, and peace.